Hello and welcome everyone to another YouTube exclusive video here for the podcast Wrestling Society. I am your loving leader, benevolent host, and Midwest monster, Troy Adams. And I know it's been a while since we've done one of these. There's been a big gap in the pay-per-views for WWE, and there hasn't been anything real major that we've been able to do a YouTube video on, plus the fact that I've been swamped with my schedule lately. But with New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 13 just happening, and it was the second biggest 2 days of wrestling of the year, in my opinion, just going down, I believe it is time for me to do some reviewing, if you will. We are going to be covering Wrestle Kingdom 13, and also the next day's New Year Dash. So that is going down right now. The New Year Dash 2019 took place at Corrigan Hall, and as it does every year. And I just have a few notes, big notes from the show. The entire show is just six-man tags, so there's not really anything special as far as matches go. There's some cool stuff that they squeeze in there, some decent matches. But mostly it's just about the storylines and developing stuff going into the year 2019 and where things are going to go. That's for all of you that don't know much about the yearly calendar for New Japan Pro Wrestling. But we're going to dive into their biggest event of the year right now, Wrestle Kingdom 13. I'm not going to get deep into the details here. I'm going to give quick rundowns of the matches, tell you what I thought, and give you a rating for it. For those of you that have never heard the podcast before or are unfamiliar with our rating system, I don't rate on stars. I rate on Uncle Dave's as a, tribute / mocking of Mr. Uncle Dave, who likes to rate with stars. So let's dive right into it and stop wasting time, shall we? First off, we got the pre-show match. It was a six-man tag gauntlet. New Japan just loves six-man tags, man. We start off David Finlay, Yuji Nagata, and Jeff Cobb, who is a replacement for Big Mike Elgin, who is apparently injured. They take on, I guess, the Bullet Club Elite to start the match here, because it was Yujiro, Hangman Page, and Marty Scurll. Yujiro is no longer a part of the Bullet Club, and Hangman Page and Marty Scurll are part of the Elite, so they're just kind of thrown in there together. Finlay gets the pin because when miscommunication with Chase Owens, who is also no longer a part of the Bullet Club, happens on the outside, it leads to Finlay rolling up Yujiro for the pin. Next up, we got David Finlay, Jeff Cobb, and Yuji Nagata securing the win over the Best Friends, Beretta and Chucky T, as well as Hiroki Goto. That's when Chucky T misses a moonsault and gets rolled up by Finlay yet again for the pin. Up next, we get the team of Suzuki-gun, which would be Minoru Suzuki, Lance Archer, and Davey Boy Smith Jr., the Killer Elite Squad. They get the win over the team of Finlay, Cobb, and Nagata when the Killer Elite Squad hits a double powerbomb on Finlay for the win. Up next, Suzuki-gun actually jumps Taguchi Japan before the match in the aisleway. Taguchi Japan is made up of Raisuke Taguchi, Toru Yano, and Togi Makabe. They actually get the win over Suzuki-gun when Yano hits a low blow on both members of the Killer Elite Squad behind the referee's back, and he rolls up Davey Boy Smith Jr. for the win. Lots of roll-up wins in these. It went quickly, thankfully. I only gave it 1 3/4 Uncle Dave's. Wasn't very good. But then again, it was a tag team, six-man tag gauntlet. You know, how good could it really be? I know when Dave rates this, he rates it like match by match by match in the gauntlet, and not just, I do it all in one. So I gave it 1 3/4. Up next, we get the first actual match on the real card. That was just a pre-show match. Last year, I believe, we got a Battle Royal, so the tag gauntlet was cool, I guess. I mean, 6 1/2 dozen the other, I guess. But the first match on the card was actually really good. It was for the Never Openweight title. Kota Ibushi defends against Will Ospreay. Kota Ibushi had his mouth busted open pretty bad at one point and was bleeding quite a bit. Ospreay hits a running back elbow to the back of Ibushi's head. He then picks Ibushi up for the Stormbreaker, and he pins him to get the win, and he is the new Never Openweight champion. My post-match comments, I said, if you enjoy matches with a bunch of high spots and fast-paced action, this was for you. It wasn't as unbelievable and ridiculous as other matches these two have had. It was a good bout with a lot of excitement to open the event. I gave it 2 3/4 Uncle Dave's. Really good. Really great, exciting opener. Fast-paced. These two really start off the show with a bang. I like it. I did not see... I guess they met in the G1 earlier in the year, over the summer. I did not see that match. I might have to go back and search for it. Next up, we get... for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles, these are almost always defended in 6-man tags, triple threat tag team matches. The first team, the defending champions for Suzuki-gun, is El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. They are apparently one of the longest reigning IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Champs ever. They are defending against Roppongi 3K, which is Sho and Yo. They're with Rocky Romero. And the third team is Los Ingobernables de Japan, which is Shingo Takagi and Bushi for this group of them. I said there was a lot of fast-paced action that ended with Takagi hitting the last of the dragon to a member of Roppongi 3K for the win. I wasn't sure if it was Sho or Yo, but it ended the long reign of Desperado and Kanemaru. My post-match comments, I said, this one went lightning fast, couldn't hardly keep up. It was almost over as soon as it began. Seemed like they should have budgeted more time for it. I don't know, but it's just the way it seemed to me. I gave it 2 1/4 Uncle Dave's. So take that for what it is. Next, we got a first of its kind ever. The Revolution Pro British heavyweight title is being defended in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom under the New Japan Pro Wrestling banner. The current champion, Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull, defends against Zack Sabre Jr., and he's got Taka Michinoku in his corner. So we get another Suzuki-gun sighting here. These two just punish the hell out of each other. Both men beat on each other with hard hits, and Sabre Jr. keeps manipulating parts of Ishii's body with various submissions and submission setups. Great back-and-forth action. Finally, ZSJ makes Ishii submit to Hurrah another year. Surely this one will be better than the last. Yes, it's a very long name for a submission hold. Basically, it's a double-arm octopus hold. So if you can imagine that, or just go back and watch it. There you go. And it was impressive that Kevin Kelly knew what the hell this was, so good for him. Zack Sabre Jr. is freaking amazing. My post-match comments, I said, loved this match. Wasn't too long, and it wasn't super short. I gave it 3 Uncle Dave's. So far, my highest-rated match on the card, just above the Never Openweight title match. Also... the stipulation of this, they actually had a Revolution Pro referee refereeing this match, which is cool. For those of you that don't know, Revolution Pro is a British indie, so it's one of their bigger ones. It's right up there with Progress, which is the one that WWE does a lot of their stuff with. I know a lot. That's where they got most of their British talent was Revolution Pro, but I'm almost positive they also went through Revolution Pro in the past. The winner of this match got a new championship, actually. They were doing away with the old one. They were going to put it in a museum. seriously, and they were giving them a new belt. The old one was like silver and said Revolution Pro across it. The new one's all gold, and it's just says Rev Pro in red and black, raised letters. The other one, it looked like almost like a sticker across it. It wasn't, but that's what it looked like. You'll have to look it up. I think the new belt looks a lot sleeker. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so history was made, and Zack Sabre Jr. walks out the new Revolution Pro British heavyweight champion. So there's that. Next, just as a heads up, there's only one match on this entire card that is not for a championship. So they're pulling them all out. I know 2 years ago, they went back and forth between defending Ring of Honor or New Japan and Ring of Honor championships on the card. So that's how they always fill this card out with a crap ton of matches or title matches, excuse me. But next up, it is another 6-man triple threat tag team match here for the IWGP World Heavyweight Tag Team titles. It is the defending Gorillas of Destiny, which is Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. They're being accompanied by Jado and Bad Luck Fale. So the Bullet Club all coming out together. Gorillas of Destiny got a pretty cool new look. Tonga Loa was wearing blue with this almost like Deadpool-like or Deathstroke style biker helmet, and Tama Tonga was wearing the same but dark red. They are taking on the team of Los Ingobernables de Hopan, being represented by Evil and Sonata, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. LIJ gets the win when they hit the Magic Killer on Matt Jackson for the pin. While Bad Luck Fale and Jado got involved, Tama Tonga refused to cheat, claiming in 2019 he'll be the good guy, not the bad boy. He even stopped Tonga Loa from cheating as well. Comments: they didn't kill the good guy gimmick right away and stuck to it pretty well during the match and even after, which was I liked. Interesting to see where this is going. Since the Bucks ate the pin, this gives GOD a legit reason for an actual 2-on-2 title rematch. I gave this one 3 Uncle Daves. It was a really good tag match, actually. And it's hard to have a really good triple threat tag team match, in my opinion. They pulled it off really well. I like all 3 of these teams, and this is another theme you'll see in the show as well. If somebody's, the Bucks are leaving the territory, so they ate the pin, and they, did the job hard here. Not that they, look like they sucked, but, they took it. Next up, here's where I was saying they have a continued trend of if they're leaving the territory, they are doing the JOB hard. It was for the IWGP United States title. Cody defends against Juice Robinson. Cody comes out with his beautiful wife, Brandy. I guess if Juice Robinson hit Brandy, he would get disqualified. So that's odd, but either way, she tried to she got involved quite a bit at the beginning of the match. She kept trying to get Juice to hit her. He wouldn't. Finally, she got involved one too many times. The ref said, "You're out of here, go to the back." So that nullified that whole gimmick right there. And then finally, the match was pretty decent. Cody did the whole selling his leg, and then it's like, "Nope, I'm okay. Never mind. Haha, my knee's perfectly fine." And then, I don't know, the match went for about 9 minutes. There wasn't a whole lot to it. It was a pretty decent match. Then at the end, Juice nailed his knockout left punch, and then he hit 2 pulp frictions in a row because he hit one, and he's like, "No, I'm not going to pin him." Picked him up, hit a second one, made sure that MFR was pinned. This one I gave 2.5 Uncle Daves. It was pretty good, but man, Cody did a hard JOB in this one. He did it quick. Let it be known, hey, I'm leaving the territory and I'm putting over Juice Robinson, man. So, I mean, good for him. It wasn't bad. But yeah, so it was a pretty decent encounter between these two, and I'm a fan of Juice Robinson. Glad to see him on top yet again. Next up, we got the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title match. It is Kushida defending against Taiji Ishimori. This one, man, this was a fantastic match. Kushida had an awesome entrance with a kid coming out dressed like him and wearing like a mask that was like his head. It was kind of creepy, but either way. And then Taguchi comes out dressed like Doc Brown, similar to an entrance they did. I want to say Wrestle Kingdom 10 or maybe 9. Might have been 9. I forget. But either way, he comes out. He pulls a kid back. And he puts him on the stage. He's like, stand there. And he pulls out this giant remote. Looks like for like one of those remote control cars or maybe like a drone or something. And he pulls out a giant antenna and he gets the crowd behind it. And he hits a switch. All the smoke blows on the stage. And when the smoke clears, the real Kushida is standing there where the kid was earlier. So it's like he time traveled. So that was cool. The actual match here. The two did a great job of putting over the strength and slight wrestling advantage of Ishimori. However, Kushida showcased that he was able to catch Ishimori at opportune times. Very innovative stuff seen by these men. It wasn't just a crazy spot fest, which I enjoyed, but it was a good back-and-forth match with crazy innovative stuff. Ishimori eventually catches Kushida by surprise with a bloody cross for the win. So he's the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. My post-match comments, I said, such innovative offense and defense from these two. I haven't seen much of Ishimori until now, and I want to see more. So he's got a fan in me. I hope there is a rematch really soon. These guys are fantastic. I actually gave this 4 Uncle Daves. Unlike a certain Uncle Dave, who I'm both tributing and mocking with this rating system, I do not go above 5. So 5 is as high as you can go for an Uncle Dave rating. It's between 0 and, I mean, I'll give negatives if it's that bad. But 5 is as high as you can go. I gave this 4, so it's really good. It is tied. It is in a 3-way tie for my favorite match of the night. So I'll just put that out there. Next up, we got Switchblade Jay White with Gato versus Kazuchika Okada. This was the only non-title match of the night. These last few matches here, I comment like that one. The last one I commented on the entrance. These last few ones I commented on the entrance and the attires as well because they're like sort of intricate. Jay White and Gato were both wearing white, like all white. Jay White actually has blue tips to his long hair. Looks odd. Okada is back to wearing his bike trunks, seemingly reborn as the Rainmaker. They keep pushing that. He's got the bleach blonde hair, the bike trunk, or the bike shorts, whatever. The long Rainmaker coat. So he's trying to be the old Rainmaker again, which is awesome. He did a good job with the whole I lost my mind and my hair is red and now I'm wearing pants thing. But, I don't know. I like him this way better. He's had time to, quote, rest up, Okada, that is, without being IWGP champion for a while. They keep pushing that he had a really hard schedule as champ. Now he's had time to rest up, so he's good to go against Jay White. Okada throws White into the crowd. Gato goes to punch Okada in the back, but Okada catches him and throws him into the crowd as well. He then does his running crossbody to both of them in the crowd. Gato is on the apron at one point. Okada ducks a chair shot from White, and White collides with Gato. Okada keeps stuffing interference attempts by Gato. White keeps attempting the Blade Runner, but he can't hit it. Very reminiscent of the Omega versus Okada matches, where Omega kept going for the one-winged angel over and over and over, couldn't hit it. Finally, Okada hits a spinning Rainmaker. He goes for the Ripcord Rainmaker, but White ducks it, and finally hits the Blade Runner. He gets the win, which shocked the hell out. I didn't see that coming. I really didn't see that coming. Comments after the match, I said, great back-and-forth action. Jay White really looks like the next, quote, foreign top star. Great match. I'm excited for Jay White's future. It looks like they're really pushing him. They've been building him up. He's, pushing. He's the new leader of the Bullet Club. He's the new big boy on the block. He's got his big boy pants, his big boy belt on. All the other foreign stars are leaving, other than, a couple of them. The big ones are all leaving, in theory. We still don't know what's up with Kenny Omega, but we'll get to him later. But yeah, so Jay White could be in for some big stuff. He had a big 2018. He could have an even bigger 2019. I gave this 4 Uncle Daves, so it was tied with the junior heavyweight title match. Next up is the IWGP Intercontinental title match, and it is no disqualification. Chris Jericho defends against Tetsuya Naito. This match was built for so long. It had quite a big fight feel for it, in my opinion. It's been building for a long, long time, ever since New Year's Dash last year. So it's a long time, almost a full year here. As soon as the LIJ theme hits, the crowd chants loudly for Naito. He's hugely over. He comes out in a black cape, white suit, and a werewolf mask. Finally, Jericho gets plumes of flames during his entrance. He's wearing a black leather jacket with huge silver spikes all over it. He is airbrushed on the back of it, and he's got red CJ airbrushed on the front. He's also wearing a Wrestle Kingdom 13 tank top, his black fedora, a silver scarf, and he's actually wearing black tights with silver logos on the side. So he's back to the tights, which is cool, instead of those stupid leather pants. I don't know. I didn't like him. Naito jumps Jericho from behind and beats him all around ringside. They ring the bell right away because it's no disqualification, so they're like, whatever. Jericho goes to swing the Intercontinental title at Naito. Naito ducks it, and he hits a flapjack into an exposed turnbuckle because he pulled he pulled a Yano earlier and pulled the turnbuckle pad off. Anyway, he flapjacks him face first onto the exposed turnbuckle. He follows it up with a Destino for a near fall. Then finally, Naito picks up the Intercontinental title and blasts Jericho with it. Then he hits a second Destino, and he gets the win. We got a new IWGP Intercontinental Champion in Tetsuya Naito. Post-match comments. I said lots of big moves and hard-hitting action. They wore each other out with that kendo stick during a match. Chris Jericho is still doing just fine in the ring. However, I would like to see him in a match that doesn't involve weapons. I hope he isn't hiding behind them because he's getting older. But it seems that way. But he's still doing good, putting on great matches. I gave this 3 3/4 Uncle Dave's. It's a good match. So I enjoyed it. It's very entertaining. Jericho's always entertaining. These two put on a great match. I love Tetsuya Naito. He's one of my favorites on the planet. So yeah, it's great. He's been IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He's been Intercontinental Champion. I think he's been Junior Heavyweight Champion. I'm not positive on that. I don't know all of his stats, but he's held quite a few titles. He won the G1 in the past. He is phenomenal, and he's the leader of LIJ, who I love. So another great performance by both of these men. Chris Jericho is one of those odd cases where he has a six-pack and a dad bod at the same time. And you could tell for this, I don't know if he's doing it for the gimmick or if he just hasn't cared, but he hasn't tanned in like a year. He's very pasty looking now, but he's still Chris Jericho, and he's still in phenomenal shape for his age. DDPY is doing him a world of wonders, man. Keeping him going long past the age where most guys hang up the boots and say, forget it. Or they're doing matches at half the speed of Chris Jericho. So, mazel tov. And this brings us to the main event of the night, the moment we've all been waiting for. The IWGP World's Heavyweight title is on the line as Kenny Omega defends against Hiroshi Tanahashi. It's young versus old. It's native versus foreigner. It was a great match, I'll say that. Kenny Omega comes out as a literal one-winged angel. His entrance was pretty sweet. The announcers put over how Tanahashi hates Omega being a foreigner holding a Japanese belt and trying to globalize New Japan Pro Wrestling, while Omega feels that Tanahashi is stuck in the past and is holding New Japan Pro Wrestling back. Oh, man, they act like they legit hate each other. Both are seemingly playing the heel as well. It was a great match. It was confusing. At one point, the commentary compared them to Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart with their hatred for each other. Don't think that's completely true. I don't know. This whole thing just really... I don't know. This dynamic here... Because you've got one guy saying, we need to go back to the old days when the arenas were only like half full and all of you non-Japanese people weren't around here. And then the other guy's like, whoa, I'm trying to help the company grow and we're going to go places and everything. So who wins? It's the guy who wants to take him back to the old days. Tanahashi ends the match by escaping the one-winged angel and hitting a sling blade into the high fly flow, and he gets the win. These two played their parts perfectly, and they beat the hell out of each other. I gave it 4 Uncle Daves. It was, again, in the 3-way tie for my favorite match of the night. It was really great, I will say. It went for 39 minutes, 14 seconds in total. And at the end of it, Tanahashi seemed gassed, like really gassed. And like he could barely cut a promo afterwards. Oh, man, I don't know. He's not going to be able to have the kind of matches like he used to. He looks like he's in great shape, and he is. But, Omega, I'm sure, could have won another 20 minutes. Tanahashi, not so much. They did beat the hell out of each other. Quite a bit. So, all in all, like I said, it was a great match. I'm interested to see what happens with Tanahashi moving forward because he's older. He's not like old, but he's 42. That's about AJ Styles' age, I think. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with it from here. Just some light on all of this, going on to what happened at New Year Dash 2019. There's at one point where the best friends, Beretta and Chucky T, are in a match, and the match gets thrown out when Chucky T runs in, and I don't remember the exact match here, who they were facing, but Chucky T goes crazy on someone with a chair, and apparently it's his new gimmick of he just loses his mind and starts beating on people with weapons and doing cheap shots and whatever. So I don't know where that's going. We'll have to see. Maybe it'll be the breakup with the best friends. Which will be the second Beretta team to break up within a few years. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I wouldn't mind seeing Roppongi Vice get back together, but maybe Beretta wants to go singles. Maybe Chucky T doesn't want to go to New Japan anymore, or maybe he wants to be singles. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see where it goes. Beginning into my actual notes here, during a 6-man tag match between the Guerrillas of Destiny and Taiji Ishimori, taking on Taguchi Japan, Chase Owens and Yujiro Takahashi interfere on the Bullet Club's behalf. The match gets thrown out, and the Bullet Club welcomes the two men back into the Biz Cliz. So, yeah, and within a day, they throw out the whole good guy Tama Tonga thing, because he was all for it, and he was all for them interfering and beating up Taguchi Japan and all that. So what I said about, they didn't kill the gimmick at Wrestle Kingdom. No, they killed it at New Year Dash. So, whatever. But the Bullet Club is back together, and they are growing. It is now Jay White, the Guerrillas of Destiny, Bad Luck Fale, Gato, Jado, and Yujiro Takahashi and Chase Owens. And did I forget Bad Luck Fale? He's in there. And there are a couple others in there as well, but those are like the big main ones. So they're trying to grow the Bullet Club back, so that's cool. You need, what the hell else was Taiji Ishimori, or excuse me, what the hell else was, well, he's in the Bullet Club as well. So he's the Bone Soldier. But what the hell else is Chase Owens and Yujiro Takahashi going to do, without the Bullet Club? I mean, especially Chase Owens. But Bullet Club's back together, baby. So there you go. Next note I have here, Suzuki-gun jumps Los Ingobernables de Hopan before what was supposed to be an 8-man tag. They beat him up literally all over ringside and the backstage area before the actual match even starts. They keep working Naito's head after he had it hurt the night before. He got DDT'd onto a table, and Kevin Kelly kept putting over that there was like a Naito-sized hole in the table. So where he got DDT'd. So Naito is really selling him being hurt, and he acts a tad dizzy. He's holding his arm and shaking it quite a bit like he's got a stinger, and he's looking a bit sluggish. Taichi actually hits Naito with the Intercontinental title behind the referee's back, hits his finisher, and then he pins him before Suzuki-gun attacks Naito. LIJ try to save him, but they get beat down as well. Taichi then actually grabs a mic and cuts a promo on Naito, making it known that he'll be the next challenger for the Intercontinental title. He then throws the belt aside, and Naito had to be helped to the back. So they're doing a concussion angle with Naito, I think. And I guess Taichi is going to be thrust into the spotlight against Naito. So that's cool. That'll be a big program for him. We'll see how it goes. I'm anxious to see what their matches look like. And for reference, Taichi did not take his pants off in this match. So thank the gods. The wrestling gods, like, Ric Flair and JBL. I'm just kidding. But anyway, the main event was a 6-man tag team match between Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kazuchika Okada, and a returning Yoshi-Hashi, who was injured on a freak accident tripping while running to the ring. That they are taking on the team of Jay White, Gato, and Bad Luck Fale, so the other members of the Bullet Club that weren't out earlier. Jay White gets the win by hitting the Blade Runner on Yoshi-Hashi, just kind of killing that return story dead. Tanahashi stares at Jay White for a while before he just grabs his belt and walks away. White grabs a mic and he yells at him, saying that he wants that belt. He says that it's not the era of the ace, it's the switchblade era. White keeps making old jokes at Tanahashi, calling him old man and everything before Tanahashi gets in, and then he gets jumped by the Bullet Club. Okada tries to save him, but he gets the grenade from Bad Luck Fale. Tanahashi then gets laid out by a Blade Runner from Jay White. White then poses with the belt before leaving, and they close the show. So apparently they're setting Jay White up for big things, as I said earlier, in 2019. I think he's going to be their top foreign star, and he's not going to be from America or Canada. He's going to be from New Zealand. So how about them apples? Just an island hop away from Japan. So that's cool. I love Jay White. I think he's really coming into his own. I know Greg's a big fan of his as well. We'll have to see where this is all headed. I'm excited for 2019 in New Japan, Ring of Honor, and WWE, and I'm also excited to see what 2019 holds for All Elite Wrestling. Should be good. Let me know what you thought about the event. Let me know what you're most looking forward to in the year 2019 in professional wrestling. It's all going to be good. No complaining, people. Everybody be positive about the year 2019. It's going to be great. We're going to have some great content in 2019. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you click the little bell and you subscribe and comment. You like this video. You share it with all your friends and all that good stuff. Visit us on WrestlingWithWrestling.com and listen to the podcast All of the links are down below in the description, and you can also listen to us on DramaCityProductions.com. Thank you for listening. See you later. Thanks for watching this YouTube exclusive video for the podcast Wrestling Society. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you're picking up what we're throwing down. And of course, we always welcome feedback in the comments section down below. And if you want to keep up with the weekly podcast that drops every Wednesday, links to the show page are in the description down below, along with our social media handles and our associates pages. Come on and join the society.